I found personality pageants. So I wasn't sure what it was, but I think it was Sophia that contacted me, or it was Clara, I believe.
Can you tell me more about your advocacy and like your advocacy leading up to the pageant?
So my platform was basically mental health awareness, because in the past I struggled a lot with mental health. And when I was really young, I was diagnosed with OCD.
Mm-hmm.
So I was extremely stressed all the time. And I was actually, before any pageant that I competed in, I was always afraid that, I would mess up if I went on stage. But I decided, hey, why don't I try something out of my comfort zone? So I did the pageant, and it was quite bizarre because my mom was telling me, um, usually before at home, I would be stressed a lot, and I hate, like, for example, bacteria. I don't like certain things, like I always rinse my dishes twice. And when I went in the week in Ontario, when we did the pageant, it's like it all went away, and I wasn't thinking about any of my anxiety. I was really comfortable there,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, it was really amazing. But I did have a lot of before that. I was struggling a lot with my anxiety. I had to take a lot of time off of school because I didn't know how to handle it. But then my mom gave me a lot of tools like journaling. She taught me about meditation. She taught me about, for example, reading mental health books, and that really helped me. And before I used to think, oh, nothing's gonna help. It's just
Mm-hmm.
people are just saying books, and mental health is just like it doesn't exist type of thing. But as soon as my mom showed me those books and showed me the tools, I was able to use them, and they worked. So I wanted to show them to other people and help them with their mental health.
That's really beautiful because my
Yeah.
platform as well is mental health. And I think one of the biggest struggles is that people are like, oh, it'll go away, or I don't need to seek help, or it's fine,
Yes.
I'll be okay. But the thing is, it's called mental health for a reason. It's really a field of medicine and psychology as well, because it's not just something that you get over, it's something that you need to treat, and it's something that you need to focus on. And I
Yes.
really liked the strategies that you mentioned. And could you tell me like what books particularly did you read? Perhaps if there are people watching this who are also struggling.
I started off. I actually have a books here that I could pull out. But I did read a lot of books by Hay House, which
Mm-hmm.
is Louise Hay. Um, And currently, I'm reading a book called How Your Mind Can Change Your Body, and
Mm-hmm.
it's by Dr. David Hamilton, I believe. I actually have some here. I have this one of my favorites. It's called The Little Book of Mindfulness. It tells you every day you could do little activities to be mindful, because
Mm-hmm.
that's something that a lot of people struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
Is with their anxiety, they're in their thoughts all the time, and mindfulness is about listening to the sounds, using your five senses, and that's another tool that I use when I get stressed.
And can you tell me more about your journey to personality pageants specifically? Like, how did you change from Miss Teenage Canada to Miss Personality Canada?
Right before the personality pageant, I wasn't sure if I wanted to enter it when I think it was Sophia or Clara that messaged me. I wasn't sure that I wanted to join because I had no idea if pageants would be stereotypical, as I did only one pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And the first pageant that I did was amazing. It had no stereotypes of, being the perfect person or
Mm-hmm.
having just looks. But I was like, let's try it out. So I decided to do the personality pageant, and it was amazing. I was definitely less stressed before I joined the personality pageant one because I already had experience. So that was very good. As the personality pageant was at home
Mm-hmm.
or in the comfort of your own space, it was definitely a lot more easier to deal with. So I find I was maybe less stressed in that way too, because I was
Mm-hmm.
able to be at home, have the support, and that's what I could say. I have.
I feel like for a lot of people, and I think even you, it was like a mindset change with going from like an in-person pageant to a virtual pageant, because it's a whole different approach, right? You don't have to walk on a stage anymore. You more have to like take your videos and then attend the Zoom meetings. I believe they were workshops, and do
Yes,
your interviews. So it's a very different way to meet other girls. And I felt that was, at least for me, it was a really sharp change. And it was still interesting because I found that the environment around the girls was always still warm, even if you weren't there in person. Everybody was just sharing their stories and talking about how their advocacies were and what changed, and I found that really welcoming
I
to
really like that
experience.
too.
Hmm.
With all the, for example, we sort of became friends outside. You would think a virtual pageant is you
Hmm.
wouldn't really connect, but I for sure connected with the girls. We did make other group chats. We did become friends and
Hmm.
started talking outside of the pageant. It was really warming, like you said.
I feel like one thing that leads a lot of people to have like this negative image in their mind about pageantry is maybe they watch a pageant once a year, an international pageant, and then they'll see the
Yes,
swimsuit walk and think, oh my goodness, how demeaning for women to have to participate in that. And I think one of the positive changes, especially in Miss Teenage Canada, is the year we competed, for the teen division they switched to activewear, and I thought that
yes,
was a really nice way to like promote being active and promote being healthy and to encourage girls to be more confident in themselves. But at the
yes,
same time, I also think that having that swimsuit round is a different kind of confidence once you get to that teen level. And I believe for Miss Personality Canada, it was optional, the swimsuit round. I think it was just an outfit of choice walk. And I
yes,
think that's even more of an improvement because now you get to basically show off your own style, your own fashion, and get to walk on that, maybe not stage, but walk and like show who you are in your video. It's a different way of expressing yourself, I think, and that's
yes,
really helps in addition to your interview for the judges to see who you really are.
yes.
Hmm.
I love how it sort of expresses your confidence and it allows you, like you said, to be who you are.
Hmm.
Um, and it was actually for my outfit of choice walk. I decided to do it. It was in the winter, so I decided to do it outside in the snow, which was it's sort of like, for example, a lot of people say Quebec has a lot of snow, so I put
Hmm.
on a big coat, and it was really comfortable, and I felt like I was able to be myself and just show my confidence even while walking in the snow.
Hmm.
It was really great.
For me, I believe my outfit of choice walk, I had a really big sweater and I would remove it every 30 seconds to do a bit of a walk, and then I'd put it back
Really,
on again and drink like something warm or something. And then I would just continue and I'd keep doing that until I got my video. And that was a rough day because I was very cold.
really, you did it outside too in the snow?
Hmm.
Oh
I
wow.
remember there were like patches of snow and ice, and I was like, while walking, I couldn't look down. I was trying to be careful and like walk over the patches. So I would walk over it once, memorize where the patches of ice were, and then try to like look into the camera and not look down the next
So you
time.
didn't slip?
I slipped a few times, but I never fell,
Oh, okay.
luckily.
That's okay.
What would
Yes.
you say your advice would be to the girls who are competing maybe for nationals, and how they should get their video packages ready and what they should think of while they're doing so, what message they want to send?
That's also a very good question. I think that a lot of girls have a low self confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that while they're just to know that they they're amazing and that they could do whatever they put their mind to. So even if their confidence is low, I think that the some like for example personality pageant definitely helped me with my confidence. So I think that the girls will definitely have their confidence raised with the pageant. So I think that it's really I don't even know, there's so much to say. I just have it all packed in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
So for the girls, I would definitely tell them that just to be themselves really, because the pageant will welcome you into your they'll welcome you into their arms, and they'll let you be who you want to be, and they'll try to show the public that you're a special person no matter what. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you're not feeling confident about a certain thing that you don't like about yourself, for example, a physical feature, a mental feature, the pageant will take that and they'll sort of say that it's beautiful about yourself, and they'll So I would say just to be yourself and not to be afraid, because it's a really great experience and it's definitely worth it.
I know confidence is one of the big hurdles. So, how would you
Yes.
recommend for somebody to maybe either improve their confidence or maybe not feel so chained by it all of the time?
Well, I know that social media is, it could be
Mm-hmm.
used for good and for bad, and a lot of the times it brings confidence down. So I also use like many tools. For example, I did read, like for example, the little book of
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness. I would use that a lot to sort of help myself not overthink and not say, oh, for example, I'm not as good as this person, I'm not as good as that person. I would read a lot. I would do lots of, for example, I said before, meditations, and it would sort of help me remember who I am, and it would give me that confidence.
Mm-hmm. I like the part about remembering who you are because it's very easy to, especially on social media, be looking at all of these amazing people and seeing these fabulous lives and then to lose sense of who you are and to compare yourself constantly to what other people are. And I think one of the things would be remember that everything on social media is very curated. So
Yes,
you always post photos of you at your best, for example. So nobody would really want to show themselves at their worst. Like if you are having a really tough time in life, maybe you wouldn't want to put that on social media. And for me, it was remembering that everybody still has these complicated and layered lives, and just because they're showing you the best of what they've experienced doesn't mean that your experiences are worth less, or doesn't
yes,
mean that you aren't doing something right, for example.
yes. Yes, I really like those. For example, people who are genuine
Mm-hmm.
on social media, and they show pictures of themselves at their worst or at a state that they usually wouldn't be comfortable sharing with people.
Mm-hmm.
I really like when they do that, because that also helps a lot of girls sort of
Mm-hmm.
boost their confidence.
And to finish up, what would you say is your advice for the next contestants who are competing for provincials and nationals?
I feel like it all leads back to being yourself and
Mm-hmm.
being the best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you feel as if you can't be the best version of yourself, still going out there and having the confidence to compete in a pageant is still like a big step, and it's something really amazing. So they should definitely be proud of themselves for where they are.
Because it's very easy to like try to be a past title holder to hope that you will win the next time. And I really
Yes,
love your point about just being genuine and being yourself, because at the end of the day, it's not like the other contestants are trying to take you down, and it's not like the judges are trying to find fault in you. They just want the best for you.
yes. And it's also the experience is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even, a lot of people would like to win, but I would say when I competed in the pageants and I did, for example, some workshops, or in the Miss Teenage Canada when we had the full week of activity, I remember mostly the experiences that I had with
Mm-hmm.
my friends, and it's just so amazing, and I felt so good after.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for this wonderful chat.
Yeah.
I loved having you, and I love. Oh my goodness, did something fall?
I'm not sure.
And I loved hearing about your experiences. So, good luck with whatever you are doing in the future. I know that we'll be
Thank
passing on
you.
our provincial titles very soon. So, I'm very
Yes.
excited to see what's in store for you.